What's going on, everybody? Chase with iDub Hockey here today with Rob from Warrior Hockey at Warrior HQ here in Detroit, Michigan. We've got the Novium 2 Pro line in front of us with some exciting tech and spec to talk about. But as always, let's talk about the style of player and the style of shooter Novium's built for.
Yeah, definitely. So Novium, it's a pretty unique stick. It's that really traditional kind of mid-kick style hockey stick. It's a stick that's really geared for power. It's all about what you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. So the harder you lean on the stick, the more energy you're gonna create and the harder the shot you're gonna get out of it. So if you're that guy, that big shot on the power play or a big shot from the point or really anywhere on the ice, this is the stick for you. It's designed to make your shot harder. Absolutely.
So when we talk about power, I don't know why, but some people just think those sticks are gonna be heavier. Like maybe you need more material to get a harder shot off. That is absolutely not the case with this Novium 2 Pro. So obviously drawing in some inspiration from the Super Novium, but for someone that hasn't even checked out that Super Novium, you know, what really makes this stand out from every mid-kick stick on the market?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head. We've really approached this stick in a polar opposite way than the rest of the hockey industry has, and bringing all that power in the stick into this insanely lightweight package. So it's a 62-inch stick at the senior level, about 345 grams at that senior level. So insanely lightweight, the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing. This is the lightest weight hockey stick that we make, but geared for all that power in a shot.
And how are you able to accomplish that? Because, I mean, obviously, it's hard to do, or other people would do it. So what has made it possible for Warrior to accomplish that?
Yeah, so for us, it's a combination of a couple things. It's the materials that we use, the resins that we use, but then it's about the process in which we build our hockey sticks. We continuously look for ways to improve how we build our sticks. And recently we've introduced a new step in our process where the stick sits in a mold cold for a period of time. It allows us to use less material, use less resin. We get a more consistent build on our hockey sticks, and it allows us, yeah, like I said, we use less materials, maintain that really nice balance, and we don't sacrifice the durability on the stick.
Now, just because it's super light, you know, durability is something that players are always thinking about. So with that in mind, is that something that Warrior Hockey really likes to stand behind?
Yeah, of course. We really look to the way that we build our sticks and the materials that we use, and it is something that we stand behind. And so the Novium 2 Pro, like our other high-end price points, comes with a 60-day warranty. It's something that we feel really confident in the way the stick's gonna perform and how long it's gonna last for a consumer.
Now, myself personally, I'm more of a low kick guy, but when that Super Novium came out, I was just enthralled. Like, it just threw me off about how much I really liked and really enjoyed using a mid kick, getting to test it against the covert. I noticed there was a big difference in terms of puck feel, and I don't know if puck feels the right way, maybe blade stiffness. So, you know, if you are a covert person like myself, that's maybe thinking about looking to get a little more power on their shots, what are they gonna feel differently compared to that QR6 Pro in terms of blade stiffness and feel?
Yeah, so with Novium, it's a great question. Novium 2 Pro, it will have a stiffer blade feel. I really like to call it more responsive. It's a more responsive blade feel. With our covert stick, it's a pretty damp feel when you're catching passes and taking shots and stick handling. With Novium 2 Pro, it's definitely more responsive. As you stick handle, it'll feel stiffer. You're gonna feel everything, stick handling, catching passes, and shooting. And a big part of that is just, it's a stiff stick through the lower third of the stick, and that really goes down into the blade. And then with how lightweight the stick is, and the blade is a part of how lightweight the stick is, you're gonna get that more responsive blade feel for sure.
And last but not least, as we start to move on to the other price points, it's really exciting to see that Bevel Taper making its appearance once again. So, you know, that was obviously a big hit last year, or the first generation of Novium sticks. We're seeing it this year too. It's something that your eye is immediately drawn to the first time you pick it up. What's maybe the inspiration behind it, and what does that do for the hockey player looking for power?
Yeah, so it is that unique V shape that you see down both sides of the taper. For us, I referenced it a little bit. This lower third of the stick is super stiff for us. It makes it softer up between the hands, and so it allows that stick to load up higher, which is gonna give you a lot more leverage, which is what's gonna create all that extra power on your shots. And so when the stick loads up, it's not loading down in this area, it's all loading up, you know, up towards the top of the stick, up near that Novium logo in the middle of the stick. And so that's what creates all the power in your shots.
Yeah, just really generating that mid kick point that obviously it's known for, just pushing that flex profile up. Now, as we move on to the Novium 2, the first thing I noticed is not a whole lot. As I look at these two, aside from the Pro graphics on here, they almost look identical. Yeah. So let's start off with style and then move into performance and just the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, so with the style, and this is true on all the Novium sticks, you know, we really look at this line almost like a muscle car is really our inspiration with this line of sticks. And you'll get that with some of the flashy colors, even some of the striping you see on the side looks kind of like some of those old school wings you're used to seeing on some of those throwback cars. But yeah, on the second price point, the top price point, you know, we wanted to bring a premium look to this next price point. It's still a really high-end construction. It's geared for a performance player. So we didn't want to tone the graphic down a ton and really dumb it down. It's a premium product and we wanted it to look like the top-end product. And that's really the inspiration with, you know, keeping it pretty consistent looking first price point to second price point.
And this price point here is, like you said, kind of that performance level player, really looking for elite level technologies as well as features. So, I mean, I see the bevel taper, but in terms of just the materials, like it's wild how similar these two are, and just a testament to what you guys think about, not just as a top end price point, but a full line too. So before we move on, what's the weight and the carbon fiber you're using here?
Yeah, so again, it's a 62-inch stick at the senior level. It's a 25K weave in the blade all the way up through the shaft. So really the same external blade weave that you're seeing on the Novium 2 Pro. It's a little bit heavier. It's a 400-gram stick at 62 inches, where you're at 345 grams at the top price point. So a little bit different there, but still 400 grams is insanely lightweight. And it really is, it's geared for that top performing player. Internally, the construction on the blade is the same, a single rib with a polymer core wrapped around it with that 25K weave. There's just a little bit more material in this stick than in the Novium 2 Pro, so it's a little bit heavier.
Now, as we move on to last but not least, the Novium 2 SP, this is just a great choice for that maybe budget conscious power shooter that really wants to experience what it's like to have that Warrior mid kick at a little more of affordable price. So for you guys at Warrior here, what are a couple features that you're really proud about to showcase in the SP?
Yeah, so with this, it really has the exact same flex profile that you'll see on the Novium 2 Pro or the Novium 2. It's that traditional mid kick. It's really focused on power. Unidirectional carbon fiber through the shaft, unidirectional carbon fiber on the blade. The internals on the blade are the same as the other price points. Still getting that bevel taper, so again, that same loading profile and that high kick point on it. It performs phenomenally well. It's a little bit heavier, 450 grams, like you said, for that more budget, you know, conscious consumer. But you know, that beer league warrior or whatever that's just ripping bombs from the point, I mean, it's the perfect stick for that guy.
And then how about maybe for that younger player that's trying to decide if they're a Novium player or not? They want to just throw on the TV, maybe the highlight reel, and watch a couple Warrior pros that really exemplify what it means to be a Novium player. What are a couple names you could drop?
Yeah, so a few of the guys that are Novium guys for us, Noah Hannafin, Darnell Nurse, Brandon Montour for the Florida Panthers, making a great run with the Novium. Even Vinny Trocheck in New York with the Rangers is a Novium guy for us. So we have a pretty expansive range of guys with it, and they all really love it.
And as always, Rob, just gonna say thank you so much for having us out here and walking us through the Novium 2 Pro line.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks for having me out.
And for you at home that want to check out the entire line, head over to icewarehouse.com.